wanted to share a story, which is a myth, a legend that originates from China. And it's the legend of the dragon and the phoenix. This story is about incredible courage, sacrifice, and the internal balance of nature. Long ago, in the vast expanse of ancient China, a kingdom flourished under towering mountains, lush valleys, and boundless rivers. The people of this kingdom believed deeply in the balance of nature, honouring the elements and the mythical creatures that represented them. At the heart of their mythology were two of the most powerful and revered beings, the mighty dragon and the graceful phoenix. These two creatures, though opposing in many ways, represented harmony. The dragon with its fierce eyes, long flowing body, and ability to command water symbolised strength, power, and a masculine yang energy. The phoenix, a magnificent bird of fiery feathers, symbolised beauty, grace, and the feminine yin energy. Together they brought peace and prosperity to the kingdom, their presence ensuring that the forces of the universe remained in balance. This is their legend. It's a story of unity, sacrifice, and eternal love. Many centuries ago, the kingdom of Yanli was at the height of its glory. The people of Yanli lived in prosperity thanks to the blessings of the dragon and the phoenix. The ruler of this great kingdom, Emperor Lang, was a wise and benevolent leader. He believed that the harmony between the forces of nature was the key to maintaining peace in his land. However, not everyone shared his beliefs. Deep within the northern mountains lived a sorcerer named Hu Ming. Hu Ming was powerful, and his knowledge of dark magic was feared across the land. He despised the order and the balance that the dragon and phoenix brought to the kingdom, believing such harmony weakened the natural ambition of man. And driven by his desire for chaos and control, Hu Ming sought to disrupt this balance. One fateful night, Hu Ming ventured to the sacred temple of the dragon, hidden deep within the misty mountains. This temple was a place where the dragon was said to rest, its spirit entwined with the natural forces that governed the kingdom. With forbidden spells and dark rituals, Hu Ming performed a blasphemous act, awakening the spirit of the dragon, but corrupting it with dark energy. Once majestic and wise creature became enraged, its peaceful nature transformed into one of destruction and fury. At the same time, Hu Ming cursed the land, causing great droughts, floods, and famines. The phoenix, sensing the disturbance in the balance, soared into the sky in an attempt to calm the chaos. But without the dragon's cooperation, the phoenix alone could not restore the order. The once harmonious kingdom of Yanli fell into disarray, with its people suffering under the wrath of nature. Emperor Lang, though devastated by the suffering of his people, he knew the only way to restore balance was to reunite the dragon and the phoenix. He had heard of an ancient prophecy that foretold of a hero who would restore harmony between the two. This hero, the prophecy said, would be of royal blood and possess a heart pure enough to withstand the trials of both the dragon and the phoenix. Emperor Liang's only daughter, Princess Mei Ling, was a courageous and kind-hearted young woman. She was well loved by the people of Yanli, known for her wisdom and compassion. Upon learning of the prophecy, Mei Ling knew it was her destiny to embark on the perilous journey to restore the balance between dragon and phoenix. With a heavy heart, Emperor Liang blessed his daughter's journey. Mei Ling, armed with her mother's sword and the blessing of the kingdom's elders, set out on the quest to find both the dragon and the phoenix and reunite them. Her journey would take her through the most treacherous landscapes, where both man and nature had been ravaged by the imbalance in the world. As Mei Ling travelled, she witnessed the devastation left in the wake of Hu Ming's dark magic. Rivers had dried up, fields lay barren, storms ravaged the once peaceful countryside. The suffering of her people strengthened her resolve, and she vowed no matter what the cost, she would restore peace to her kingdom. The first part of Mei Ling's journey led her into the cavern of the dragon, a place said to house the spirit of the ancient creature. The cavern was deep within the mountains, surrounded by jagged peaks and turbulent winds. And as Mei Ling approached the entrance, she felt the weight of the dragon's corrupted energy pressing down on her, and it was as though the very air around her was filled with the creature's anger and despair. Upon entering the cavern, Mei Ling was greeted by the sight of the dragon. Its once shimmering scales were now dulled and cracked, and its eyes, once filled with wisdom, glowed with a dangerous fire. The dragon roared, its voice shaking the very earth beneath her feet. "Why have you come, mortal?" the dragon growled, its voice filled with fury. "You dare to enter my domain while the world crumbles?" Mei Ling, though frightened, stood her ground. "Great dragon, I have come to restore the balance that has been broken. The phoenix calls to you, but you have turned away from her, and without your unity, the kingdom suffers." Dragon's eyes narrowed, and it circled round Mei Ling, its enormous body coiling through the cavern. "I have been tainted by dark magic. My power has been corrupted. The phoenix cannot heal me, for I am beyond redemption." But Mei Ling would not be deterred. She drew her sword and knelt before the dragon, offering it up to the creature. "If I must, I will fight for your redemption, but I believe that within you still lies the wisdom and strength that once protected this land, and I will not leave until you are restored." The dragon, surprised by a young princess's courage, agreed to test her resolve. And over the course of several days, Mei Ling faced a series of grueling trials, each designed to challenge her strength, her patience and her heart. She battled fierce storms conjured by a dragon, scaled impossible cliffs, and meditated in freezing waters, seeking the pure energy needed to heal the corrupted beast. In the end, it was not by the sight of the phoenix, a magnificent. The phoenix soared above her, its powerful wings creating gusts of warm wind that carried the scent of burning incense. "You have returned with the dragon," Phoenix said, its voice soft but filled with power. "But the balance is not yet restored. The world still suffers." Mei-ling bowed before the Phoenix. "Great Phoenix, I have come to ask for your help. The dragon has been healed. We cannot restore balance without your flame." Phoenix descended, landing gracefully before Mei-ling. "You speak the truth, but before I can offer my power, you must prove you are worthy of the flames. Only one who is willing to sacrifice everything for greatest good can wield the fire that restores balance." Mei-ling knew that this final trial would be the most difficult yet. Phoenix flames were not just a special test, but a spiritual one, to prove her worthiness. Mei-ling had to confront her deepest fears and desires, purging herself of all selfishness and pride. Over the course of several days, Mei-ling underwent the Phoenix trials. She meditated in the heart of the valley's volcanic heat, walked through fields of fire without flinching, and faced visions of her deepest fears. Each trial brought her closer to understanding the true nature of sacrifice and love. In the final trial, Emperor Lang, lying on his deathbed, in the vision he begged her to return home, to leave her quest and be by his side in his final moments. Mei-ling's heart ached at the sight, but she knew if she abandoned her mission, the kingdom would be lost. With tears in her eyes, Mei-ling chose to continue her journey. As soon as she made this decision, the vision faded and Phoenix appeared before her, its fiery wings glowing brighter than ever. "You have passed the trials," Phoenix said. "You have proven you are worthy of the flames." With Phoenix's blessing, Mei-ling now had the power to restore balance to the kingdom. The dragon and Phoenix joined forces, their combined energies creating a brilliant display of flight and fire. Together, they soared into the sky, their movements synchronized as they performed their ancient ritual of harmony. Though the dragon and Phoenix had been reunited, the kingdom was still under threat. Hu Ming, the dark sorcerer, had grown ever more powerful during Mei-ling's journey. Enraged by the restoration of balance, he summoned all his dark forces and to launch a final assault on the kingdom of Yanli. Mei-ling, with the power of the dragon and Phoenix behind her, returned to the capital to face Hu Ming. The sorcerer was cloaked in shadows, and he unleashed a storm of dark magic that threatened to consume the entire city. But Mei-ling was no longer alone. The dragon and Phoenix fought alongside her. Their combined might created a shield of light that deflected Hu Ming's dark spells. The battle raged on, with the forces of light and darkness clashing in a spectacular display of power. And in the end, it was Mei-ling's unwavering belief in the power of unity that turned the tide of the battle. As Hu Ming prepared to unleash his most powerful spell, Mei-ling called upon the dragon and Phoenix to combine their energies, and with a single focused strike, they destroyed the dark sorcerer The rivers flowed once more. The fields returned to green, and the storms subsided. The people, inspired by Mei Ling's bravery, rebuilt their homes and their lives, knowing their princess had saved them from certain doom. The dragon and phoenix, having fulfilled their roles in the prophecy, returned to their respective realms. But their bond, forged in the fires of adversity, would never be broken. They would forever watch over the kingdom, ensuring the forces of nature remained in balance. As for Mei Ling, she returned to her father's side, where Emperor Liang, though weakened by age, embraced her with pride. "You have restored peace to our land," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "The people of Yanli will forever honor the legend of the dragon and phoenix." And so, the legend still lives on. Though opposites, though masculine and feminine energies would continue to represent the harmony of the universe. I hope that this story will support you all in finding more peace at this incredibly challenging time. As we are witnessing global natural disasters and imbalance that has been caused largely by the actions